It's that time again. It's the podcast that takes your personal and professional life to a whole new level. Whether you're selling a product, selling a service, or selling yourself, one thing is for sure. You're always selling for life.
All right, and welcome to another installment of the Selling for Life podcast. New and improved, I might say. Sponsored by Conoco Parts, a world of parts with a personal touch. This podcast is about more than just selling stuff. We think if you stick around, you just might get a lot out of it. This is episode 45. I'm Steve, and I'm joined by Conoco owner, car enthusiast, and psychic Al Alexander. And we're also joined by the new addition to the Selling for Life podcast team, and that's Kevin Ziliax. What's up, Kevin?
What's up, Steve?
What's up, Al? Kevin's here to spice things up a little bit because you never know what's going to come out of his head.
Never heard that before in a sentence, but let's give it a try.
Sales is life. Life is sales, hence Selling for Life. So let's take a look at what's going on in life and around the world. So with that said, Al, do you know what time it is?
News headlines.
That is correct. News headlines, and I've got them racked up here. I don't know if you guys brought anything, but we'll start out with what today is. And you guys know what happened 75 years ago today?
D-Day.
That's correct. Al, did you know anybody that served at all in World War II?
Yeah, my grandfather.
Okay.
So he would tell me stories. He wasn't in France, per se, but on Normandy, I mean. But he was in that country, in adjacent countries, and he'd always say, like, for a couple weeks, he's going around with the troops that he was with, and boy, all they ate was onions. He said that like literally they had no supplies.
Wow.
But there was fields of onions. It's the only thing that was close by. And he was eating onions for 2-3 weeks.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Wow.
He would never eat an onion.
I wouldn't imagine. Please hold the onions.
Have a flashback
Yes.
from an onion.
Please hold the
Hit the
onions.
deck. Takes a bite out of an onion.
Right?
Yeah, that
He
would suck.
Did he avoid the produce aisle at the supermarket?
You couldn't cook him in his house. You couldn't do nothing.
Okay, you guys have any stories?
D-Day, 97 years old.
Okay.
Jumped out of an airplane. Was part of the first paratroopers. Jumped down out of the C-70. And he, at 97, did it again today.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And they refurbished that C-70.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah, so it's going to be good. The guys who refurbished it said it'll be good for the next 75 years, maybe in a 150-year anniversary. They'll fly it in. Or
Wow. So was the recreation complete with live rounds being shot at the C-70?
Absolutely. Yeah, they had machine guns and mortars, and dude, it was blowing up everywhere.
And onions?
And this guy, well, he wore Depends.
Didn't even hear him.
He wore Depends this time around.
Yeah.
He's 97 years old, thank God. They have that now.
I don't think they even bother with Depends at that age. They're just like kind of just quit
I don't care if
altogether.
they-
But dude, 97 jumping out of an airplane.
I think that's
is-
a bit unsafe.
Yeah, that would be a little bit unsafe. Hopefully he...
I mean, how good are your bones at
Yeah.
97?
But so
You hit the ground pretty good.
I think it's
man.
cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah. But this was a C-47, it says. Sorry.
Oh.
The C-47 plane.
Get your plane right.
Because I don't know. But can you imagine that's the same plane he freaking jumped out of 75 years ago
That's cool.
at
That
22 years old?
Remarkable. Remarkable.
I was amazed. And he said his arm got caught on the edge of the door the first time.
Really?
Like his armpit, the wind took him back, and he's like, this time it went much smoother.
Good. Yeah. At age 97. Amazing. Amazing stuff. Kevin, what's your story?
Forbes just released that Jay-Z, first billionaire rapper.
First billionaire rapper.
What?
How about that?
Second next guy in line there at $820 million.
Man.
Puff Daddy.
Are you kidding me?
P. Diddy.
P. Diddy.
Cool.
Dr. Dre. Wait, but I mean, these guys are not just making this money from rapping. Obviously.
They got production.
Dr. Dre's rating like $750 million.
Well, he had that big thing from Apple
Beats.
with the Beats, right?
Yeah,
That's
so
smart.
that's where he got his money.
Dude.
But Jay-Z, when you really look at what it's broken down with, not much is from music.
Really?
Wow.
Bacardi, he has his own champagne line with Bacardi.
Really?
He's like the sole
Wow.
guy in that. $310 million from that.
Wow.
From champagne.
Come on.
So
I gotta buy some. I hadn't have any Jay-Z champagne yet. What's it called?
I can't pronounce it.
You can't pronounce it?
Something French.
It's French.
So he has enough money to buy 1,000 Robert E. Lee statues.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's a lot of money. I mean, but he also invested in Uber. They said his initial investment was about $10 million. That's worth $70 million right now.
Right. He wants to rename it. He wants to rename Uber Uba.
Uba. Wait, is that including Beyonce money or
No, this is just Jay-Z.
nice?
Jeez, and then she chips in.
She's got her own.
She's got her own millions,
Stockpile.
hundreds of millions.
Amazing. What a great country
Crazy.
we live in. What a great country we live in because of the guy, 97 years old, who jumped out of a T-46 or whatever it is.
C-47.
C-47.
The vet doesn't even know.
75 years ago because of that. Because that man's sacrifice, these two can be billionaires. That's amazing.
Yeah, rapping.
Wow.
And
rapping.
shaking on the stage.
Shaking the booty on the stage.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of story. Robert E. Lee statue auction. A statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee was sold online for more than $1.4 million. The statue was removed from a Dallas park nearly 2 years ago over concerns the monument was racist. You guys remember that story?
Yeah.
It's just
That was so dumb. I was so pissed off at the time.
it's so stupid.
I'm like, this is history.
History
know.
can be racist, can it?
Yeah.
History can,
What if you
history can be many
can't talk
different
about
things.
it?
No.
I don't know. It offends people.
You know, it's funny because during that time when they were bringing those statues down, I thought about the fact that there are statues of Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali had some very racist comments about whites
Tear them down.
back in the day. So I asked some people, should we bring those down too? And they got really offended that I would.
Who
even
did you
suggest.
ask, Steve?
A friend of mine, and he
You don't have friends, Steve.
That's
Okay,
true.
that we know that's a lie.
A guy I consider a friend.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just ridiculous. Dallas required a minimum bid of $450,000, which they said was the cost to remove the statue from the park in September of 2017.
Wow. Man, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly, right?
We need to be in a
Nearly
different business.
$500,000 to move a statue.
Right?
I'm moving statues from now on.
So let me ask you a question. Did it really cost them that much money, or did they know that they were going to sell that and want to recoup that money and somehow, some way cash in on this whole thing?
I think they should cash in.
Well, they did.
And I hope that thing goes to some private land where people can still see it and have some history, taking pictures and selfies with it.
So $500,000 to move the statues. They sold it for $1.4 million. Where's that money going to go from the auction, I wonder?
In Dallas?
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder if somebody profited
Owner
from
of the
this.
whatever town owned that statue or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's.
imagine.
I'm curious about that. Okay, quick question for you guys. What are you guys passionate about? Kevin, what are you passionate about?
Parenting. I'd say I'm passionate about that.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. That's an un-Kevin-like answer.
But
I
it's
like it.
that's a true passion.
Kevin, that was the most noble thing I've ever heard you say. I really
That's
respect
true.
that.
It was very. It just shocks me. I'm stunned.
But I do love women,
Yeah.
Steve.
Okay. There it is.
I love chicks too.
I love women.
Al, what are you passionate about?
You know, my wife and I, we've discussed this over the years. I literally have no hobbies. Mm-hmm. So, but she awakened me a couple of years ago that work, is actually my hobby.
Okay.
So I think, sales and business growth, whatever, market, whatever I do at work is like kind of what I'm passionate about, really.
Okay.
I mean, I could say things like other things, like obviously my wife, chasing her around the dining room table or whatever, or my kids, like, Mr. Nobility here. But I think, you get it.
Yeah, I got it about a minute ago. All right, well, that brings us to the topic of the day, and the topic of the day is... Can you guys guess?
Passion.
Passion.
Oh.
Kevin, way to go. Everyone has a passion.
Steve, can you speed this up? I'm getting I'm sleeping here.
Everyone has a passion for something. Sports, food, physical fitness, or like Kevin, chicks. What is your passion? Having passion is vital when it comes to performance, but what does passion look like? Kevin and Al, we're going to talk about that for a couple minutes here. Guys, let's start with Kevin. Kevin, what does passion look like?
Probably like 5'5".
Al,
brown eyes,
Al, what does
thick
passion
thighs.
look like to you?
I'm visualizing this. Steve, don't ruin my moment.
You can't take that out. You can't edit that.
That'll stay there.
That's what it looks like.
That'll stay there. Since it's probably one of our last podcasts, might as well keep it in there.
5'5". I'm more like I like the 5'2".
Okay.
Al, what is your
I
passion?
don't
Let's
hate
get
that.
this train back on the tracks. Not that it ever really was. What does passion look like?
Okay, so anyways, I look at it because I'm not a hobby guy. I haven't had much interest in things in my life. But when I think about passion, I think about something that is almost I get obsessed with.
Okay.
I'm like obsessive when I have passion. It's like takes over my thoughts, my time, just energy. It's I'm all in.
Okay.
It's all or nothing, baby.
So it's something that is on your mind quite a bit. And how can someone tell what they're passionate about? I mean, that seems to be like something you were unsure of. You didn't even know what you were necessarily passionate about until you had a conversation with Sarah. How can a person tell what they're passionate about?
Well, I think that changes with time, first of all.
Okay.
It's never going to be, I don't think it's the same thing throughout your life.
Sure. My big wheel that I jumped on every morning and after school when I was 7
was your passion at one
was my
time.
passion. I don't have
no,
the big
but
one
also
anymore.
throughout the years of your career changing
Right.
and whatever.
Sure. Okay.
I think, yeah. And then once you have a family, your passions could easily change.
Okay, but if you don't
point.
know what your passion is, how do you decide? Oh, you know what? I'm actually passionate about this. What?
I don't think everybody's passionate about something. Some people are just unmotivated. So
Well, they're passionate about
not being
not
not working
anything.
or something.
That's fine. Okay, we're talking about hopefully the majority of people out there.
Yeah, but who says you have to be passionate about
You
something?
don't have to be passionate about anything, but if you're trying to find a passion,
Yeah.
and I really do believe that everybody has some sort of passion, how do you determine what you're passionate about?
It should be right in front of you.
Okay.
Whatever you're spending most of your time on.
Yes.
If you got an OCD about something, that's
Yes.
more than likely your passion or
Right,
something.
exactly.
Where do you spend your time, your money,
It's time
Right,
and
right.
money.
effort, your sweat?
And a lot of people might say, "Oh, this is just what I do. It's what keeps me going, But they don't realize that that's their passion. And in many ways, they should consider focusing a lot of their energy on that one thing that they seem to be doing a lot, and maybe using that as a way of supporting a family or starting a career or what you're going to go to college for. And so that's kind of like I think the launching off point when it comes to deciding what your passion is. Now, what do you think about the most? What are your thoughts? What consumes you in your thoughts?
Kevin?
Well, we already know what.
I mean, I think a lot of people, their passion, making money a lot of times.
Okay, sure.
And unfortunately, they might have a different passion if they were at a financial point in their life where they didn't have to focus so much on that.
Yeah.
So sometimes things override it and force your passion down,
Right, yeah,
down a
exactly.
different road. And there's a thin
Yes.
line between what I really want to do or what I'm forcing myself to
Thank
do.
you. Yes, that's exactly right.
I see what you mean. You're kind of thinking, I just want to make money, which is kind of a,
Generic thing.
yeah, it's kind of generic.
Everybody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, my passion is making money, but so I'm going to do anything I can and or willing to do anything to make the money. That seems weird.
Right.
But I get you. Yeah, that's a lot of people's motivation is that.
A lot of people, I think, get fooled into thinking that they need to have a specific type of passion or desire making money or achieving, and they put what they think is something that's distracting aside when really that thing that they have a passion for might be what they need to pursue more than anything else. Whether money is the end of the equation or not. For instance, acting. People might be like, "Oh, I love to act, but I don't make any money doing that, so I got to, stick with my job doing whatever." Well, maybe that's what you need to focus on is the passion for acting, and not worry so much about whether it's going to make a lot of money. Now, of course, everybody's got to support themselves, and making money is a big part of life, but knowing what your passion is, I think, is the most important thing before you start planning, because a lot of people will plan based on what they think they have to do and not based on what they want to do.
I had like a bug bite me in my early 20s about sales.
Okay?
I wasn't good at it, but I wanted what somebody else had. So,
Right.
And all the motivational speakers and trainers, they kind of get you all juiced up what's possible.
Right.
Because sales, though I didn't go to college, so I didn't have that degree, could be, I could be, making more money than even my friends that went to college, or, they call it this pie in the sky type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got into it, I got kind of obsessed with it.
Okay.
And so I trained enough to be good at it.
Right.
But that was all that I was good at, because I didn't really have any other skills, no other interests. And so that's what I did. I just did that. And I always kind of realized throughout the last 20-something years that I should probably only do what I'm really, really good at. Mm-hmm. And I kind of, and the business grew because I just did what I was good at. And everyone else that was better at something else that I couldn't do, and they get a job. And they can do it, and they could join in, and that's how the business grew. Mm-hmm. So in entrepreneurship, I suck at a lot of stuff, but I'm really good at like a couple things.
Right.
And that's kind of what I exploited. It became my passion. It's what I think about. It's all I do. Mm-hmm. So it was a holistic kind of thing. It organically grew.
Right. Last question, Al. Do you need passion to sell then, based on what you said?
Do I need passion to sell?
Yes.
Well, I also have had life happen.
Okay.
And I've had lost passion.
Right.
I have been depressed. I've had anxieties. I've had fears. I've had sadnesses, angers. Mm-hmm. And to have a career as long as I have in sales, you kind of almost have to act. Like you mentioned, people have a skill in acting. Right. I have to sometimes fool myself and show up at the door, leave my crap at home or at the doorstep, so to speak, figuratively, and turn it on. Mm-hmm.
So maybe you had to redirect your passion through that time. Your passion was to be able to make money to support your daughter, right? Or passion to better yourself and stop doing the things that you were doing as juvenile, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So that was a passion in a way. So it was like a redirected passion.
Yeah.
And others have the passion for accolades or to win contests or whatever. Overall, without a passion, basically Kevin said it, you're just going to be sitting there at home with a remote control in your hand, jobless. Okay, and now it's time for... Kevin, final thoughts.
On passion?
On anything you want, anything that comes to your heart.
Well, I'll stay on topic here. Passion can get you carried away.
Okay.
You could think you're great at playing music or drawing pictures and art. Okay. But if it doesn't feed your family, it don't matter.
Well, that's not bad. That is not bad. For your first final thought, Kevin, I have to give you an A-. You
could be anything you want to be when you grow up, Kevin.
That's right.
All right, well, that's it for our 45th Selling for Life podcast. You can check out our website at sellingforlife.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Remember, whether you're selling mint-scented baby wipes or you're trying to convince yourself a statue is really the cause of all the world's problems, one thing is for sure, you're always selling for life.